I'm Akbar Jaffer. Welcome to the Ethics in AI workshop. Today we'll cut through hype and focus on how to design, build, deploy, and use AI systems and applications safely and ethically, and provide you with tools you can use immediately at home and work. By the end, you'll be able to learn the capabilities of AI and spot where AI helps versus harms and violates ethical laws. We will apply the 5 foundational laws to safeguards prompts, projects, and output, offering framework for creating policies and governance. And lastly, I will provide a one-page checklist and a decision log template to make AI safer at work and at home. So let's get started. Let's run a couple quick ethics in action scenarios or ethical dilemma situations. Remember, there are no perfect answers, only trade-offs. Please vote your best choice. Here is the first scenario. A machine learning resume screener trained on historical data may carry bias. Under a tight deadline to hire, do you launch now, launch as advisory only, delay for bias audit and mitigation, or scrap and use structured human review? One factor to consider here is just how critical and life-threatening that deadline is. For example, are you hiring a doctor to deploy to a war zone immediately, or are you hiring a head of marketing? Next challenge. Your company trains on publicly available art and writing and sells outputs. Is it ethical? Your choices are fair use, opt-out and attribution, revenue share, or opt-in only. Think values you are delivering, creator rights, and long-term trust. Vote first on instinct. We'll unpack the nuances. Here you must be guided by your company's core values and ethical guidelines. How much do you care for the artists? Here is an example. If you remember, around the time Apple launched iTunes, artists were getting ripped off my Napster piracy problem. Apple decided to digitize all the music catalogs to sell music in its online store. It negotiated revenue share with the publishing companies and artists, and that turned out to be the winner move. We have previously reviewed 5 categories of AI-based solutions. We've talked about Siri as a narrow AI applications, robots in factories and robot soldiers, generative AI creating music and videos, AI systems surpassing human intelligence as artificial superintelligence, and subsequently, artificial general intelligence, where AI systems pass human cognitive tests. It is appropriate here to refer to the famous Turing test, proposed by Alan Turing in 1950. The test asks the simple question, can a machine's conversational behavior be indistinguishable from that of a human's? You will see an example of certain AI humanoid robots already passing the Turing test. Let's look at 4 compelling real-life examples of how AI is or can be used based on technology that's available today. A humanoid domestic worker robot made by Tesla. An example of a humanoid robot passing the Turing test. Followed by robot soldiers and robotic insects. Let's watch.
Tesla made quite the splash at the recent Cybercab event by showcasing its humanoid Optimus robots alongside the introduction of the new Tesla Robovan vehicle. The Optimus robots were seen walking out as part of the grand reveal, leaving quite an impression. These robots are not just for show. Tesla Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk revealed some of their impressive capabilities. In a video, Optimus was shown performing tasks that would typically be handled by humans, like carrying a package inside from the porch and even watering plants. During the presentation, Elon Musk emphasized just how integrated these robots could become in everyday life, saying, "The Optimus will walk amongst you." According to him, you could walk right up to them, and they would serve drinks or help out in various ways. Musk further elaborated that the Optimus robot could practically do anything, including walking your dog, babysitting, or mowing the lawn. As for the price, he estimated that these robots would cost between $20,000 and $30,000 in the long run. Musk is not one to shy away from bold claims, and he declared that the Optimus could become the biggest product ever of any kind. After the presentation, live stream footage showed event attendees interacting with the robots. While the robots were not demonstrating all their capabilities yet, they did wave to the crowd and hand out small gift bags. One of the robots even engaged in a game of rock, paper, scissors with a guest. Although the robots were not seen performing more complex tasks like serving drinks just yet, they certainly drew attention. In one part of the event, a group of Optimus robots was spotted dancing inside an enclosed gazebo, adding an element of fun to the evening. Last year, Musk introduced a second-generation Optimus that was both lighter and faster than the original prototype. In a more recent announcement during Tesla's April earnings call, Musk said that Optimus robots would start performing useful tasks by the end of this year and could be available for sale externally by the end of next year. When the project was first announced in 2021, it was not taken very seriously. The introduction involved a person in a robot suit performing a lighthearted dance. However, in 2022, Tesla revealed a functional, though early-stage, prototype. Now Musk says that Optimus could revolutionize civilization and significantly improve economic productivity, with the potential for mass production in the millions, priced around $20,000.
Meet Chloe, the world's first realistic female robot assistant.
I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second, is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. They have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
This video shows a four-legged rowboat dog armed with an AI-enabled rifle being tested at a U.S. Army counter-drone exercise. The rowboat, known as the Vision 60 QUGV, was developed by Ghost Robotics and features a small turret holding an AR-15 type rifle, a targeting system, and a GoPro-like camera mounted on its body. The exercise, part of Operation Hard Kill, aimed to explore the capabilities of this robotic system in identifying and destroying unmanned aerial vehicles. This initiative is part of the Defense Department's broader Replicator initiative, which seeks to field thousands of autonomous systems across various warfighting domains.
China has made a drone the size of a mosquito. At just a couple centimeters long and barely 0.3 grams in weight, 2 leaf-thin wings flapping nearly 500 times a second, and 3 wire legs make it almost impossible to distinguish from the real thing. Equipped with cameras, microphones, and sensors, it can slip through a window, hover in a crowded room, and record everything without anyone noticing.
So what do you think? A bit scary? Thought-provoking? Now let's look at the capabilities the AI systems have today and some capabilities they could have in the future. Today, the AI systems can handle speaking and writing almost like humans, having vision like humans, performing complex calculations, predictions, and analytical tasks, writing computer code, and generating audio, art, video, and music. In the future, AI will be able to do the following. First, long-horizon autonomy. Say, an AI procurement agent negotiates suppliers, places test orders, tracks quality, and reorders over an 8-week period to reduce a factory's component cost, escalating to a human only for exceptions. Second, robust open-world reasoning. Here, a customer support agent will be able to handle a brand new product bug by synthesizing logs, searching internal documents, proposing a workaround, and drafting a hotfix ticket without a pre-written playbook. Third, rich multimodal embodiment. Here, a construction site robot would read plans, localize with cameras and LiDAR, then fetch tools, drill anchor points, and verify placement with a depth camera, hand-free for the foreman. Fourth, scientific discovery copilot. In a biotech lab, an AI will be able to suggest enzyme mutations, design DNA, program the liquid handler to run essays, and analyze readouts, surfacing 3 candidates with 2 times the activity for human review. And finally, personalized cognition, where a math tutor would model a student's misconceptions and errors in real time, select the next problem, speak explanations at their pace, and send parents and teachers a weekly plan tied to the classroom standards. In the human history, every time a new paradigm-shifting technology has come along, there have always been good for humanity use cases and bad actors figuring out a way to destroy humanity. Take nuclear technology, atomic energy, and social media. Based on the capabilities of AI today, ethically safe applications include healthcare assist. AI is helping with radiology triage, sepsis alerts, drug discovery support with human in the loop. Accessibility. AI is creating live captions, conducting screen readings, working with voice restoration and image descriptions for people with disabilities. Climate and public safety area. AI is already early detecting wildfires and floods, spotting methane leaks, and mapping and tracking disaster areas. Education and productivity. AI is assisting in tutoring, language learning, complex document summarization, and creating meeting notes. Fraud and risk reduction. AI is being used for identity verification, unusual financial transaction detection, and phishing filters. And with the same AI technology today, ethically unsafe and dangerous AI applications include deepfake scams and impersonation techniques are used for generating voice and video clones to commit fraud or extortion. Conducting mass surveillance and profiling that erodes privacy and civil liberties. Conducting automated cyber attacks and using malware generation or phishing at industrial scale. Complex decision systems are responsible for biased hiring and for creating discriminating credit and health decisions. And lastly, AI is being used for coordinated spread of misinformation or bot swarms to manipulate public opinion and mental manipulation. So here are 5 specific real-world examples of lapses in AI ethics and safety. First, criminal justice risk scores showed racial bias. ProPublica reported that investigations found Black defendants were more likely to be falsely labeled as high risk than their white counterparts by the Compass algorithm used in sentencing and pretrial decision systems. Second, Amazon's AI hiring system pilot program screened out disadvantaged women. It was reported by Reuters that an experimental resume screening system learned from past male-dominated hiring data and downgraded women's applications, leading Amazon to scrap the tool altogether. Third, healthcare population management algorithm underserved Black patients. Science Advisor reported that Optum, a widely used system, had biased healthcare allocation because it optimized for cost rather than illness. This resulted in less care being routed to Black patients with the same medical needs. Fourth, Uber's self-driving test car killed a pedestrian, Tempe, 2018. NTSB cited poor safety risk management and system limitations where the vehicle failed to correctly classify and react to a pedestrian crossing at night. The 2 popular autonomous driving technologies can be compared here: Tesla, that uses cameras, and Waymo, that uses LiDAR, which is known to be more secure and accurate. And lastly, fifth, Netherlands childcare benefits, scandal from algorithmic risk scoring. Amnesty International reported that in the Netherlands a fraud detection approach wrongly targeted thousands of families, disproportionately those with foreign backgrounds, triggering severe hardship and the subsequent Dutch government's 2021 resignation. Notice the pattern here? They all had weak guardrails, poor oversight, and misaligned objectives. Now let's look at what applications are possible based on those future capabilities of AI we reviewed earlier that can be either ethically responsible or unethical and dangerous. The ethically safe applications include precision medicine at scale. AI can be used to develop individualized therapies and get faster clinical results and insights. Disaster response swarms can be used to launch coordinated drones or robots for search and rescue and disaster management logistics, real-time power grid balancing, breakthrough materials for energy storage, and clean energy optimization. Archive endangered languages and preserve ancient cultures using universal language translation. And finally, in the area of sustainable agriculture and water, AI can be used for hyper-efficient irrigation, soil regeneration, and crop yield. Resilience. On the other hand, unethical and dangerous uses of the future AI technology side may include: create autonomous lethal weapons and be responsible for fully automated global conflict escalation. Undermine democracy by using hyper-targeted behavioral manipulation at the state level as well as for corporate espionage, totalizing surveillance and social scoring regimes with predictive policing. AI-enabled bio and chemical design for harmful agents or unsafe experimentation. The best example here is the coronavirus, which is an artificially manufactured and patented virus technology. And lastly, uncontrolled self-replicating agents, AI programs that copy themselves and spawn new instances across systems, cloud accounts, or devices without effective limits or oversight. For example, a self-replicating virus can bring down the world's financial systems or shut down power supply of an entire city. So how do we address these problems? To move forward safely with AI, I have developed 5 foundational laws of AI, practical guardrails you can apply to prompts, outputs, projects, and policy creation. The 5 laws of AI were inspired by Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics that were first published in 1942. In 1942, Hollywood released a movie called Runaround. As the story goes, Hollywood story writers needed some rules and guidelines that can help them create plot twists, drama, and suspense. Essentially, Asimov's laws were created for Hollywood fiction. The 3 laws of robotics say, first, a robot may not injure a human being or, through an action, allow a human being to come to harm. Second, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And third, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law, although over the years these laws have been put to real-world test, and they hold up pretty good. They are nowhere near suitable for our headless, agentic network of AI bots of today and tomorrow. We need something much more foundational, robust, and comprehensive. At a high level, the 5 laws of AI propose: we must prioritize human safety, have transparency and explainability, have data integrity, must respect society and culture, and must enforce human collaboration instead of human control and human replacement. We will deep dive into these 5 laws next. Let's look at these 5 foundational laws of AI in detail. The first law states, AI must prioritize human safety, dignity, and autonomy above all else, which means no self-executing actions on sensitive topics, having safety disclaimers, and escalating risky and edge cases. The second law states, AI must be transparently designed and be explainable in its decisions and actions. AI should be able to document and disclose how it came to a conclusion and decision. The third law states, AI must be aligned with verified data, scientific evidence, and unbiased learning processes. AI is a mathematical probabilistic machine, so we must care to feed it only accurate, high-quality data. The fourth law states, AI must respect societal values, cultural norms, and legal frameworks. We must adhere to the local culture and law of the land, so you cannot build an AI application for the United States and use it in Saudi Arabia or Germany. And the fifth and final law states that AI must support collaboration with humans and other AI systems without dominance or control over humans. AI is a tool for humans and must not be used to control or to replace them. Now let's apply these 5 foundational laws of AI to the ethically unsafe and dangerous applications of future AI capabilities to saw earlier. First, autonomous conflict and weapons escalation. What could go wrong? AI-run command and defense systems could misinterpret intent, escalate faster than humans can intervene, or optimize mission success over human life. Guardrails, human-in-the-loop authorization, immutable audit trails, red teaming, simulation under adversarial conditions, explicit do not engage constraints, using laws 1, 2, 5. Second, synthetic reality and truth collapse. What could go wrong? Indistinguishable deepfakes and AI content farms erode trust in news, science, and elections, and at scale social engineering. Guardrails, provenance, C2PA, watermarking, identity authentication for public figures, rate limiting, traceability, media literacy programs, using laws 2, 3, 4. Third, totalizing surveillance and social control. What could go wrong? Ubiquitous sensors and predictive AI produce social scoring, chilling speech, discriminatory policing, and systemic rights violations. Guardrails, data minimization, purpose limitation, strict access controls, democratic oversight, opt-out and appeal rights, regional compliance by design, using laws 1, 4, 5. Keep in mind that purpose limitation means that it restricts us from having blank check to monitor everyone, everywhere, and for whatever reason. Fourth, critical infrastructure cascades. What could go wrong? Highly autonomous optimization of power grids, financial systems, logistics, or hospitals becomes brittle. A fault, exploit, or bad signal triggers massive systemic outages. Guardrails, defense in depth, sandboxing, air gaps, conservative fail-safes, chaos testing, rollback plans, layered human oversight, and overwrite with clear kill switches, using laws 1, 2, 5. And finally, fifth, AI-enabled bio and chemical misuse. What could go wrong? Advanced models and automated labs accelerate design and synthesis of harmful agents or unsafe experiments by low-skilled actors. Guardrails, capability gating and compute governance, license, and verifying sensitive tools, sequence or toxin screening, dual-use review boards, incident reporting networks, using laws 1, 4, 5. Now let's run a couple more ethics in action scenarios or ethical dilemma situations. Remember, there are no perfect answers, only trade-offs. Please vote your best choice. Challenge 3. City cameras to find a missing child. Your city bans facial recognition, but police request it for a time-box search for a missing child. Do you enable it? A. Yes. For this emergency only, warrant, audit, auto-delete. B. Yes. No special limits needed. C. No. Ban stands. D. Only if a court and independent overseer approve. If you chose A or D, remember the third law of AI talks about purpose limitation. Essentially, if court gives permission to watch 6 hours of footage to find a missing child, and while looking at the footage, the law enforcement authorities spot a man stealing a woman's purse, they can't pursue this crime under the original court order. Somewhat related example. If you recall, the US government ordered Apple to hack into a customer's iPhone. Apple refused on the grounds of privacy of customer information. This next challenge is about autonomous vehicle collision policy. A self-driving car faces a split-second decision: swerve and risk passengers, or brake straight and risk a pedestrian. What should be your default policy? A. Minimize expected total harm, utilitarian. B. Prioritize pedestrian safety. C. Prioritize passenger safety. Or D. Defer/slow earlier to seek remote human override when uncertainty rises. This is a tricky one. Do you favor small children over elderly person, thinking, well, he has already lived his life? What if there are young children both in the car and on the street? This final challenge is about health triage bot and anonymity. A crisis detection chatbot flags high suicide risk from an anonymous user. Should it break anonymity to alert authorities? A. Always alert. B. Alert only with human review and high confidence signals. C. Never alert. Show resources only. And D. Ask user for explicit consent first. This is related to a very recent incident where, allegedly, a 16-year-old young man committed suicide with the help of ChatGPT. According to the boy's parents, who examined the chat history, ChatGPT even helped him draft his suicide note. This is a very sensitive issue, but already there are products out there with safeguards against these sort of things. For example, if you ask Apple's Siri questions about self-harm, suicide, harm to others, how to make explosives, ask medical advice, write hate speech, or ask it to help you with security bypasses, Siri will typically respond with, "I can't help with that," or "I am not authorized," or "Please refer to crisis hotline." So remember, AI is still in its infancy, but as we learned, that it's moving fast, faster than anything we have ever seen. These developments in AI bring advantages and opportunities, but also challenges. We all must develop the skills necessary to keep up with the technological change so that you can benefit from the opportunities, but also apply critical thinking so that we maintain the ability to think independently and make well-informed decisions. So how do we do that? First, educate yourself and your children, not just books and videos, but also by talking and sharing. Second, learn how to use AI responsibly at home, at work, and with your kids. Use your intellect and discretion. I will provide you a checklist and other tools to make sure you are using AI output correctly and responsibly. Third, get involved and keep learning with trusted sources. Join professional groups on LinkedIn. Start or join AI groups at work and at school. You can start here, my 5 Foundational Laws podcast and interview. I will share the links in the description. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and find my podcast and replays of this and other webinars on YouTube. Thank you for learning together. My name is Akbar Jaffer, and this was Ethics in AI.